Marvel trying to please both sides instead of taking accountability for allowing a mass production of really dumb incel, like ignorant fans to hold space inside of this community is the reason why discourse about Marvel movies happen like this. And it's also a reason as to why they were placed in this really shaken up space of some movies being hits and some movies being misses. The moment that discourse about Falcon and Winter Soldier went south, Kevin Feige or the Marvel team should have stepped in and been like, chop, you bitches don't know what y'all talking about. And if you cannot respect the deep dive into new stories, you don't need to be here. But instead, in order for things to trend, a lot of fans that actually have brain cells and thoughts and can actually do both good and bad criticism decided to shut the fuck up and slowly stepped out of engaging in the MCU. And because so many people decided to stop sharing nuanced opinions, it caused Marvel to be put under this heavy disguise that it was failing. I watched Eternals, it was beautiful. I watched She-Hulk, it was funny. The worst drop of the MCU decade was Quantumania. And why? Because you can tell that it was so rushed for fans that only cared about Marvel for a high of another Endgame. I'm gonna keep it a bean bucket of 50. You will know what kind of MCU fan you're talking to when they say, this is the greatest movie of all time and Marvel is so bad. Because I'm gonna keep it a bean. The only thing that Marvel was out of is keeping you niggas in line. This movie is starring two large name actors, requires no form of critical thinking, and it heavily engages on the safe spaces in our brain. Does that mean the movie's horrible? Nah, I enjoyed it. But this was a movie that was created for an audience that absolutely does not care about the intention of building a universe. And there's a problem when a movie like that becomes one of your highest grossing films with everything that you're dropping, because that then tells the company we need more of these and less of these. And I have already stated my case about the Marvels. There are issues because if you're a person that's actively online, you'll see an idiot saying maturing is realizing that no one won. You mean the entire point of the bad guy in Civil War? For it to be getting all these likes and attention, how immature were y'all when T'Challa and Zemo came on the screen and had the conversation about the issue with vengeance? When Zemo confessed to his entire point, including the fact that he wanted the Avengers to fall due to what happened in Age of Ultron. It's 2025. I will continuously say that there's a reason why I said that this film needs to burn, and it draws in my case in point that involve critical thinking, and I'm not using that as a big kid word. Some of y'all might be insulted if you don't have it. So a hit dog might holler. Making films that involve critical thinking, political messages, social messages, and then allowing fans who cannot grasp what the fuck is even going on in Civil War, gender inclusivity, diversity, mantle passing, the fact that women deserve their own humor and stories too, and expect it to be a success. You are forcing dogs and cats to live in the same cage while not correcting neither side on their aggressive behavior. With how good Brave New World is, they absolutely have the fundamentals for the multiverse saga to end on a success. But then also recasting one of your most beloved heroes to play a villain for currently, since no one knows what the hell is actually going to happen, to gain attraction and hype. The people that chose to leave when Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, etc. decided that they were going to be done. They don't need to be back here because they don't want to be back here. Trying to expand your universe while pleasing two sides when one of those sides is only going to destroy you in the end, because eventually when their brain cells start clicking, if they ever click, where one of the biggest career-changing franchises is now looked at as a joke. Which, ask Timothy Chalamet why he don't want to be in a Marvel movie. He will fucking tell.
Ma'am, I would just like for you to know, I respect your opinion. I respect the levels of conversation you want to have about movies and the discourse around them and how they flop and how they don't flop and how people's attention spans are bad and how some people like one aspect of a movie but they don't like the other aspect of a movie, or they like one subsection of how a movie is structured as opposed to another one. But let's be honest here. There's nothing Marvel can do about this. This is the same tired, mundane conversation y'all had with that Star Wars show when people were criticizing that Star Wars show and some people were going above and beyond doing things and saying things they really shouldn't have, because it creates that conversation about how a bunch of Star Wars fans are nothing but incels and nerds and racists and all this. And for some reason, the actress who was, I think, the star of that show, I don't know, I didn't watch The Acolyte because I believe Star Wars sucks as a whole. Cry about it, nerds. She decided to make some rap and do some cringy dance about how she's fighting back against all the hatred, and it led to absolutely nothing, and no one cared about this subject anymore, and they laughed her out of the room, and they moved on to criticizing or loving or hating the next show that came out, because that's all that happens when TV shows come out. People love them, people hate them, people want to analyze all the positive, people want to fixate on the negatives. It's a thing that has gone on forever. The only reason it's worse now is because you and I and everyone else has the unfortunate circumstance of logging onto social media and seeing someone's opinions on something without our visual consent. And I'll be honest, I agree with everyone. It is offensive having to see everyone's opinions online all the time, and I demand a form of payment for my suffering. And to say that, this is why these films are flopping, I love that you want to give a bunch of people that much power. But some of these films might just be garbage based on any layer of metric that you want to insert here. I don't have a reason because I don't really watch all these Marvel movies. Why? Marvel sucks to me. Unless it's Spider-Man, I'm not engaging with any of it. Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine was cool, but outside of that and Spider-Man, I'm not really watching anything from Marvel. No, I'm not just talking about newer Marvel. I'm talking about when Marvel was apparently good. I viewed all of it as garbage. And that's just my own opinion because Buddy's not really a superhero fan unless it's a Spider-Man movie. But back to the main point. You want to have these in-depth conversations about why they're going back to a status quo. I'll sum it up for you just like this. Money. They want money. And you know what's going to bring in some money? Old faces, a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of a ball tease to get people's asses in the seats so that they can make money. Yes, we want more compelling stories, but the stories have to be good, and that is subjective. Everybody's not going to think a story is bad. Everyone's not going to think a story is good. Everyone's not going to think a story is an objective masterpiece. There's no such thing as that when you're dealing with other people's interpretations that they want to broadcast on the main screen or the small screen. Everyone's going to have a different fucking opinion or a different outtake on it. But to sit here and think, oh, Marvel needs to course correct and put out some type of statement or make some type of move to get rid of all these incel people, good luck, because these are the same people who say Marvel sucks, Hollywood is dying, yet they keep buying and going to see all of these things Hollywood and Marvel bring out. It makes no sense to me, so I guess good luck on trying a different avenue. I just think in the conversation of people having reactions, you need to understand it's not as rosy-cheeked as you would want it to be. Yes, I'm certain you want more people to like Eternals, the Marvels, or any other movies that's come out. But guess what? Some people are going to think it's trash, and some people are going to go above and beyond in how they navigate talking about it's trash. Some people are just going to say it's trash. It doesn't make everybody an incel. It doesn't make everybody a nerd. It doesn't make everybody a racist. When I see a bunch of people going above and beyond and just spouting a bunch of hateful shit without any actual criticism, yeah, I think they fucking suck and they need to check their insecurities at the door. Does that mean every single fan is that? No, and that's a weird defense people like to throw out because they don't want to acknowledge that there's an actual problem with some people out there who don't know how to actually criticize something without throwing insults. They just want to lump themselves in and everybody else in as, why are you saying that we're all hateful people? You need to just shut the fuck up and let people be criticized. But to think that some grand statement needs to be brought out when this type of plan has been done before and has failed is fool's gold. I don't know the solution to solving the problem of being criticized for your movies and your TV shows. Maybe it's make something more people could enjoy, because saying everyone's going to enjoy it is a fool's game, because there's always going to be a section of people who don't like it, whether they're a large minority or a loud majority. It doesn't matter. There's going to be people with a different opinion. The best thing you could do is, if you don't want to hear it, don't engage with it. Mute the accounts, mute certain words, block people. That way you can have a better experience in enjoying something that you choose to enjoy. And that's a wonderful thing. Even though I just shat on Star Wars, I'm certain there's a few of you who love Star Wars, who grew up with Yoda and Obi Skywalker and Anakin and all these different people. I didn't grow up with any of it except for the 2008 Cartoon Network show, which is the only good thing about Star Wars in its entirety. Fight me on it, I will win because I'm selfish. But you can't sit here and think everyone's going to fall in line with what you want. That's a fool's game, and it's unproductive to whatever conversation you want to have about a movie or a TV show that you enjoyed. So I get where you're trying to come from with this, but you need to understand life is only but a dream that you have to wake up from, because reality is often disappointing. Reality is going to give you a bunch of people who don't like what you like, and if it's better for you to go find a bunch of people who like what you like, go do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyone who tells you there's something wrong with that is a fool who just wants you to hate on something with them, and they're not getting a bunch of people to do that. And to end this on any note, I will say it just this simply. You are all valid in whatever you like, in what you hate, in what you want to criticize, and what you want to cheer on. But if you take it to any weird extent, if you want to personally message somebody about how you hate something, you're a fucking weirdo. And you know that that's weird activity, so don't even bother trying to defend it. And I would recommend, if you are enjoying something and someone's trying to rain on your parade, I simply say 2 words: fuck you. Because ain't no way anybody's going to dim my light when I'm enjoying something that I choose to enjoy. But let me know what you think. Should Marvel put out some grand statement wagging their finger at all of you and saying no, no, no? Or should they just continue to make movies and it's up to the audience if they want to go see them or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. I am gonna go watch reruns of Martin and Hey Arnold because that's what I enjoy watching on my days off.